Pound 1989, Spy Shadow over Berlin. In the winter of 1989, the streets of Berlin were bitterly cold. At that time, the Berlin Wall, dividing East Germany and West Germany, had not yet fallen. The United States and the Soviet Union remained trapped in the vortex of the Cold War, and tensions were running extremely high. Back then, James, a British MI6 agent in possession of sensitive intelligence, was on the run. But in the next moment, an unexpected turn of events unfolded.
A killer stepped out of a car.
Abruptly, a killer stepped out of a car and aimed a gun at him. James had thought he would die at the hands of the infamous Satchel, yet to his shock, he was ultimately taken down by a mere run-of-the-mill KGB hitman. The killer, Bakarin, removed James' watch, unaware that behind that timepiece lay the start of a bloody trail of violence. After that, Bakarin slung James' body over his shoulder and tossed it roughly into the river. 10 days later, a woman covered in wounds struggled to her feet from an ice bath, and tears slowly streamed down her cheeks. She poured herself a glass of vodka with ice, then opened a drawer. Inside was a photo of her and James. They had once been deeply devoted lovers, but now, the only way she could honor their love, one that could never be reclaimed, was to burn the photo. For she, too, was an MI6 agent. Once dressed, Lorraine went to MI6 headquarters to report every key detail of what had happened over the past 10 days. As it turned out, just one day after James' death, her superiors had summoned her. Lorraine was not only fluent in Russian, she was also skilled at gathering intelligence, an expert at evading pursuit, and among the best in hand-to-hand combat, exactly the skills needed to take on Soviet operatives. Her superior didn't beat around the bush, and got straight to the point. James had been an MI6 undercover agent planted in Berlin, and he'd been killed the night before while on a mission. That morning, his body had been pulled from the Spree River. A coroner recovered a 7.62mm Tokarev bullet from his skull, proof that the killer was linked to the Soviet Union. The reason James was killed was that the night before his death, he had met with an East German security officer codenamed Spyglass. MI6 had agreed to grant Spyglass immunity in exchange for a critical microfilm document containing a list of codenames. That file was hidden in James' watch, and it held the identities of all active undercover agents, along with specifics about their secret operations. To both sides in the Cold War, this document was nothing short of a doomsday weapon. If it fell into Soviet hands, it could let them claim total victory in the 4-decade-long Cold War. And now, the document was likely in the hands of James' killer. According to their intelligence, the killer was Bakarin, a KGB agent. Since there was no record of Bakarin leaving the country, MI6 believed he was still in Berlin. What's more, MI6 wasn't the only one hunting him. The Americans, the French, and even the Soviets themselves were searching for him too. MI6 had already stationed David, their top field agent, in Berlin. Now, they gave Lorraine 3 objectives. 1. Recover James' body. 2. Meet up with David and retrieve the list by any means necessary, because if the Soviets got their hands on it, MI6 would be completely ruined. 3. Track down the double agent codenamed Satchel, dead or alive.